Hello, everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk, Chris knelt by the well, cold sweat running down his pale face. Around him, the circle of shadows stood still, muttering incomprehensible words. The oil lamp in his hand flared up, its blue flame flickering down into the well. He swallowed, feeling as if an invisible force was forcing him to look down. Beneath the pitch-black water, something moved. At first, Chris thought it was just a reflection of light, but the closer he looked, the more clearly he saw the faces appearing. Dozens, hundreds of pale faces, empty eyes, mouths wide open as if calling for help. The whispers echoed straight into his head, not with his ears, but as if echoing in his consciousness. Chris staggered, almost dropping the lamp. The faces in the well rose up, pale hands rising from the water, clinging to the rock wall. He fell, backwards, his heart pounding, his eyes wide with disbelief. Those hands stretched out abnormally, as if wanting to pull him down in the chaos. A voice rang out clearly from the well, low and gloomy. "We have been betrayed. The village has offered our souls to the sea. The lamp holds us forever. You, the keeper of the lamp, must be the one to free us or become one of us." Chris trembled and hugged the lamp tightly, feeling the heat radiating from the blue flame. He shouted loudly, "I am not the sacrifice. I do not belong to you." But the only response was a roar of laughter that echoed throughout the village. The dark figures standing around the well raised their heads in unison, their empty eyes suddenly glowing blue. A strong wind blew, the mist swirled. The lamp in Chris's hand suddenly felt heavy, as if it contained thousands of screaming souls. The light in the flame flared up, clearly illuminating a horrifying scene. The village in the past. Dozens of villagers gathered around the well, tying up the unfortunate victims, their hands trembling but their eyes filled with fanaticism. The sound of the ritual drums rang out, and each person was pushed down into the well. They screamed, their hands waving, until they disappeared under the water. The oil lamp was placed on the mouth of the well, absorbing all the souls, and from there the curse began. Chris was stunned, his mouth stammering. Everything started from here. He realized the truth. The lamp was not only a curse, but also a seal to keep hundreds of sacrificed souls. They did not want to be released, but wanted to pull more people down to replace them. Suddenly, a hand emerged from the well, grabbing Chris's wrist. He screamed, trying to pull away, but the force was too terrible. The lamp almost fell, but he held on tight. In the flickering light, he clearly saw the face close to him. A pale face, deep black eyes, wet hair covering half of his face. It whispered, "You will not escape." Chris struggled, kicked hard at the well wall, narrowly escaping. He fell to the ground, the lamp still glowing in his hand. The shadows around the well screamed in unison, the sound reverberating through the mist. A deep voice from the bottom of the well echoed again. "Tomorrow night, the ritual will be completed." Chris ran away in panic, but the entire village was still like a giant trap. Every path was covered in thick fog. He knew he couldn't escape immediately, but he also understood clearly, if he didn't find a way to break the seal, he would be dragged down to the bottom of the well, along with those wronged souls. Sitting and panting in the middle of the abandoned house, Chris stared at the lamp. The voice in his head whispered, "Only sacrifice can break the curse." But whose sacrifice? his or someone else's. At the end of episode 9, Chris learned the horrifying truth about the village well and the oil lamp. Stay tuned for the next episode, titled Part 10, Choices in the Dark, to see how Chris will face this life or death decision.